My name's Kel, and this is my husband Rich, and welcome to the Kel-n-Rich Show.
I'm so glad that you guys are here. We just caught us on a little kind of giggle fest.
That happens a lot at our house.
Where are we now?
We are starting the first day of many new chapters in the world of Kel-n-Rich with all of you, and we're so thrilled that you are excited to be here with us and playing along.
Absolutely. We're going to branch out a little bit. We're going to do things a little bit differently. First video of the night is actually giving a shout out to the last 20 of you that have made requests. So we're going to do this as often as possible because, again, this is something that we can do to keep contact with you guys. And throughout the entire day, we've been in contact with so many of you. Thank you so much. The emails, the messages, the Google Hangout, the WhatsApp, everything. So we're building up to kind of a live stream, and we're getting the technology ready and in gear. So I'm
just
going to
before
go
you
to
start that,
yeah, go for it, Kel.
Just so all of you know that the list on our website, which is knr.wtfno.com, it changes weekly. So if you make a request tomorrow and you think, well, I'm not in the top 20, it's because it's changing on a weekly basis. It's not every day.
It's not even, it's more than that. It's actually in real time.
Oh, is it?
Oh, totally.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
See,
No, we automated
new.
this so that when you do your request, not only do you get the little notice, but you actually are shown up on the website, so you can see that you did it, the way you wanted to. And then we're getting a lot of messages.
Yes.
Of corrections. So it's like, oh God, too much to manage. We'll just resubmit it, or just we'll figure it out as we go.
And
so,
it's this thing that we're doing here with all of you is constantly evolving, and we don't necessarily make plans to evolve it.
That's right.
So thanks for being here.
So Dawn from Northern Virginia, thank you so much. It's a group of guitar legends. Game of Thrones theme song.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Clark from North Carolina, age 51, Van Halen, Run with the Devil, Run Around, and Woman in Love. Okay, that was 3 requests all in one. Steve Clark again, Rock Me, and Save All Your Love from Great White. Good band, great band. Tragic what happened with them, but
I don't know what happened.
Charlie,
I guess I'll find out soon enough.
Age 57 from Bangor, Pennsylvania, Lisa Ford. Is it Lisa?
Looks like Lisa.
Kiss Me Deadly, I know that song. Al Dunstan from Yonkers, my stomping grounds. 64 years old, Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love, good tune. Charlie, age 57 from Bangor, Pennsylvania. Gary Moore, Over the Hills and Far Away, cool. Jim Fagan from New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, 49 years old, Nightwish. Creek Mary's Blood. And hey, if you like some of these, send them in the comments, okay?
Yeah.
Just under this video, just I like what Charlie requested. Steve Clark with another one, XYZ, Inside Out. Mike Maggio, 56, from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. The Grateful Dead, Ripple. Do you know that?
No.
The Dead. Oh my God, we could do the Dead too. Oh my God,
I've heard
that's
of them.
Huge catalog. We'll just forget that she just said that.
I was busy.
Kenny Dunphy, she was busy. 53, from northeastern Scotland.
I was dating
Judas
Mozart.
Priest, the Grand Manalishi. Yeah, I know that song with the 2-pronged crown. Great song. Heard it once in my life, and it wasn't even on headphones, so I'll consider it kind of a first reaction because I just heard it, but I don't know it. Al again from Yonkers. Frank Zappa, Peaches on Regalia, orchestral performance. Kenny again. Judas Priest, Desert Plains, live in London. Jose Cespedes, thank you, Jose, you're the man. Thanks for the letters.
Jose. Thank you for
those
the
were
letters.
pretty amazing in the mail. Those were very special for us, and your guidance.
Beautiful.
From New York, Morbid Angel. Yeah, we'll get to Morbid Angel. Summoning Redemption. And finally, for Al and Kenny. So Al, Chicago 25 or 6-4. Do you know that song?
No.
With the horns and the okay, so we'll do 25 or 6-4.
Nope.
And Kenny, Jeff Beck, and Imelda May, Walking in the Sand. We'll do one more. Lawrence Moore from Toledo, Ohio. King Crimson. Thing with King Crimson is that we get blocked immediately.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anyone to be playing his music or just paying for it, I guess. And it's very, very expensive to get the rights to each one of these songs. And the song was Red. So there you go. So lots of requests.
Thanks for using the request engine.
It's awesome. So we see them. They're right here. and you can see the scrolling list on the webpage. So just go to knr.wtf homepage, just right in the middle there. You'll just see all the names and all the. It'll be actually your initials with the name of the song and the artist.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Well, thanks for doing all that.
Absolutely. So, do you want to do a song?
I do, but I want to answer the questions.
Let's answer the questions. It's a new segment.
So
this is Ask Kel-n-Rich. Okay. So Ask Kel-n-Rich is on the homepage as well, and we shot a video last night. So if you haven't seen it, it's what's the title of the video? I think I just called it. Ask Kel-n-Rich. Ask Kel-n-Rich begins. So it'll explain everything. But basically, we have a couple dozen that have come in today on the first day. And that's a really good sign for us. That means that you guys want to play. And we're putting ourselves out there, not as counselors, not as legal professionals or advice givers that is technically accurate. We're going to be doing our best as two human beings that happen to know a bit about things, especially around relationship and health and other matters. We lost our shared son, Jared. So we're pretty much understanding bereavement, loss, firsthand.
We've also lost many clients
over
spouses,
the years.
Their children.
Suddenly, car accidents, people
Cancer.
that are really close to us. So
Suicide
attempts from family members. Things run deep around this.
We know people who have gone through murder.
Yeah, these walls in here. So we're with you. And we're going to get right to some of your questions right now. All right. So, Kel, can you just remind them how to actually do this, so what the form looks like?
So if you have a question or an issue that you want to talk about, and you want to talk about it with us, we're going to talk about it on air. We've designed a little form. It's on the web page. It's under the menu system, and it says Ask Kel-n-Rich. It's a small, short form. It doesn't have a lot of fields, but in there you can put your thoughts. So whatever you put there, we're going to address here in public. If you want to talk to us about something that is very private, don't do it this way, because this means we're going to bring it to the channel, because all of you in the channel are full of intellect and wisdom and compassion and humanity and beauty, and we can all help each other. So this is not so much a project for just the two of us. This is also a project for all of you to participate in. We all need help at times, and it's a difficult world that we live in, and a lot of the times things are not spoken of, and that makes it only worse. And sometimes when you write to us, we might not have advice, but maybe it begins a conversation for you, and maybe that's all you need, is people who are not invested personally, do not really know the ins and outs, and maybe can be that stranger opinion that is sometimes the best clarity that we've all had from strangers. People we don't even know have offered us things in passing, and it's been very helpful. We're looking to only cause positive results and to make a good impact along the way. So this is all done in the vein of good humaning.
And not to say, because this is a great question that one of you asked, it's on the tip of my tongue. She said, so nothing dark. You don't want to, everything has to be happy, sunshine, positivity, light. I think she used, it has to be light. No. We're moving from the dark to the light, if at all possible. Mm-hmm. But no, we're opening up and ripping out major themes here. This is the era of the Me Too movement. This is the era of I'm not alone. This is the now where people that have had really bad behavior are being called out on a grand scale. And I think it's causing a lot of people to have the keys presented to them that unlock some prisons that they either knew they were in or they didn't know they were in. Yeah. So we're going there. And again, it's not counseling. This is not the Dr. Phil show. Some of those people that are in the media are so very trained and skilled and so great at what they do.
Yes.
And like it or lump it, whatever their show is, however it's done, the advice that they're dispensing comes from decades of experience and advisors, counsels of people that look at these issues and prompt these professionals to dispense some pretty good advice.
And they're mostly unattainable. We are not going to go ask Oprah. We're not going to get to Dr. Phil, and the chances of many of you getting to Dr. Phil are very remote.
And that's just an example. We're not promoting Dr. Phil. It's just an example.
I'm just one of the celebrity, this, that, the other thing. People can't afford
They're not
counseling.
very accessible.
There's more of us than there is of them.
Yeah, and here we have things like the comment section, so that we're already seeing a bunch of that happening between Cool Hand, 52, and Daryl Wood.
Yeah.
Randy White is another great contributor here,
and Chris.
There's
and
so many of
you.
There's conversations that are happening, so that's why.
Shamalama.
Yeah,
I mean, the list is endless.
You got people that are on our pages, on our videos, a lot because for whatever reason they are. Maybe they have a disability in their home and they can't move around very much, or they have a lot of time on their hands, or professionally they're on the computer and this is how they kind of have a little downtime. Whatever the reason is, that we have a very large net here of resources that I think are going to provide some really great information and witnessing for what we need to get from one place to move to the next place in our lives.
And there's so many of you with such great internal resources, and you want to help. And there are so many of us that need help. Yeah. It's the perfect match.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything. You can do it on your own time. You invest only what you want to invest. You take what you want to take. You leave the rest.
Yeah.
And there's no expectation. There's no assumptions. There's no judgment. And we want to do something good.
Yeah,
and we want all of you to participate because it's a great opportunity for all of us to grow and to do some good for others. Well, I can't touch Poland, but I know she's out there.
This is not a boohoo place. This is not a crying circle. This is not. We're not. This is just us looking to reach you how you maybe want to be reached, or an opportunity that you didn't see. Mm-hmm. And it helps us grow together as a couple, as individuals. And I think it pushes the tide of a lot of negativity and a lot of confusion and disassociation with society and things like that. I think it pushes back on it a little bit, and that's what this is for. Okay, so build it and they will come. Again, like we said last night, you guys have built this and we have come to that place. So we want to do this.
So let's give this a try.
Yeah, let's
see how this works.
Let's give this a go. So here's what we're gonna do. We
are gonna start at the bottom.
Want to honor, the first person that actually contacted us, and that's Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
21 years old from Austin, Texas. Being a 21-year-old male, I feel like I don't have my life together and feel satisfied just getting by. What are the first steps into becoming a mature 21-year-old man? Can you imagine that as the first question for this, for what we're doing here?
And you wake up with that thought and you go to bed with that thought and it ruminates inside of you all day long.
And saying...
Now you've got somewhere to put it and people who are willing to listen. Thank you, Stephen, for having the courage to ask the questions and for coming to the website and being the first to stand up and put your hand up and say, hey, I have a question and I want some answers.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Now here's the second question. We'll get back to Stephen's. Felipe Valenzuela, 21 years old, Santiago, Chile. Where does the idea of starting to make videos on YouTube come from? So let's just start with those two. So let's start with the easy one, okay? So the idea of making videos on YouTube, I'll speak personally. I watched people over the years on YouTube. I remember when YouTube first came out. Back in the old days when we had dial-up. ICQ.
ICQ.
Little flower. Yeah.
Little flower.
So I said to myself, that would be really cool to get a webcam and make a video of something and have people see it and comment. And I think the first video I did was a video of my iguana. He was 16 years old, and I wanted to do an expose of my iguana. And I had seen other people do videos of their iguanas because iguanas are cool. They're a little invasive down in South Florida, but that's beside the point. So it comes from, for me, a place of just wanting to be a little creative and share part of my life or something I think is really cool. So that's where it came from me. What about you?
I always want to help. And the first YouTube video that I ever did was in MedX with you, where we did an expose on posture and how you could fix posture, because that's one of the things we do as medical exercise specialists. We train people. So we train people in a number of ways, but one of them is how to walk better and how to stand better, and lots of experience around that. So we shot this little off-the-cuff video, you and I, and
yeah, it was good. It was Kel from the front showing her posture, if she has any scoliosis or any scoliotic curve, and then from the side, and her head forward, and what that does to the pressures of the spine, what the pressures of the spine do to the actual tissue. And it was good, and there was really no script.
And we just threw it up on YouTube and didn't give it a second thought. But what struck
clients loved it.
What struck me in the moment was, again, you didn't have to pay for it, which I always love because we're already paying enough money as it is everywhere. And two, it could do some good to people that I didn't even know. And three, it taught me that we could just turn the camera on together and that it would always be great. So that was when we were just business partners and friends. We didn't actually become romantically involved until
a couple years later.
The end of 2015, after I was sick for a long time. So it was after that.
Yeah. So the idea comes from I guess the desire to do something different, to do something maybe that people haven't seen, or challenge myself to do something that I might be a little nervous about. And there's the camera, there's people that'll give you some interesting feedback. If you're going to post something in some public domain pretty much forever, someone can record your recording and there it is, and then it spreads. That's how it works. So it really comes from a creative desire to do something and cause something. So here, the desire was to ease some pain from the loss that we were suffering when our son passed away suddenly, just 23 years old, epileptic seizure. Boom, just like that. What do you do? Well, we're going to get to that because there's other questions that deal with loss and feeling isolated and things like that.
I think what I would like to add just quickly is the most important thing about doing this for YouTube or videoing, you have to really like what you're doing. You can't fake it until you make it, because the viewership is too damn smart and they would see right through it. So Felipe, if you've got something cool that you love, maybe you love flying squirrel suits, maybe you have one, I don't know, perhaps it's kites, or when you go in those big air tubes and you know, where you jump in and then the tube keeps you afloat and you do the air dance. It's actually an Olympic sport now. I don't know. Could be stamp collecting. But whatever you're passionate about, and if you want to share that with other people and find other people who do the same as you, this is a great venue. We don't do anything for post-production and we have no script.
Yeah, so
we just turn it on and go.
What she means is that there's no editing of any of the videos. But that's our style, because we have been live, so to speak, with our clients for decades, where we are like on everything we know, everything we feel, what we're going through personally. We have to shelve all of that stuff and make it about what we're doing. It's a shoulder, it's a knee, it's a back, it's recovering from a stroke, it's recovering from a car accident, it's preparing for an Olympic event. We've trained some Olympians. Yeah. So we are on. So this is just another way to do it. We turn the camera on.
Another avenue of expression.
Yeah, and then we express what's going on. In this case, we have an opportunity to connect with you guys on questions like, being a 21-year-old man, I feel like I don't have my life together and feel satisfied just getting by. Yeah, I've been there. What are the first steps into becoming a mature 21-year-old man? The first thing, understand that you have a choice of something called context. Your context is the environment or the internal feeling that you have, that you bring. So here's a couple of it's the thunder. That was kind of cool. here's a couple of examples of context. So context as a man, as a young man. It could be, fuck the world. And you bring that. That's your context. And everything you do, everything you say kind of comes from that. So people know where you are coming from because of what you're saying, the tone of your voice, how well you're listening. So as a young man, you can choose what you want to get out of bed with every day. So if I get out of bed with, I gotta go to work. Gotta make time to make the donuts. Gotta do the work at work. Then I gotta come home and I gotta do this. That's your context, which is I gotta. Versus, look what I get to do. What's possible today? You choose your context. That's the first step that I would go to, because just getting by is a context of surviving. Just surviving. Just it's fine. I don't need to reach too high. I don't have my life together. Do you know where you want to go? Do you know what goals you have? Do you know what you're shooting for? So that's the second thing that I would do. First, know what your context is, what you bring to the world, what the world is seeing, and what you are bringing out of you. What's my context right now? What's my context?
Right this minute?
Right this minute. What am I bringing out to the world?
You're bringing out leadership. That's what I see.
There's no right or wrong. It's what she sees. Now, what I do as a man is I have other men that I can trust, and I ask them, what's my context? What's my context tonight? And if one or two or if 2, 3, or 4 men have kind of an agreement of what it is, that's probably pretty accurate, and that's what I'm bringing.
And what you're seeing in him right now is I have witnessed him in his men's work. So for those of you that don't know, there are groups of men that come together and meet once a week, and
all over the world.
All over the world, and they are all about making men better men, the men that the world needs. And it's about helping each other out and really drilling down to what you as a man, what your values are, what your terms are, the way you want to present yourself in the world, and how you're going to put your best foot forward. And it's your journey that they help you with to becoming a better man.
Yeah, what you want to contribute to the world. What's the
yourself.
mark? What's the That's cool thunder. We're having a thunderstorm right now in South Florida. Right over our head.
Condo.
That was a big flash. That was the power of the Almighty. Keep the power on, please.
So the leadership that I see in him is what I hear from him every week when I hear him, when I'm in passing, because I don't stay for the meetings, and they're on Zoom right now because they're
on video. They're on the video
world.
Zoom calls, because obviously I can't go to Western Canada where a lot of the men are, and that's another conversation. So if my context is leadership and my context is passion, well, that's what people are going to see, and that's what I'm going to feel. So first step, know your context. Understand what context is. Understand that you have a choice. Okay? Just like from the Matrix. 3 Matrix movies, what does it come down to? Humans have a choice. Machines don't. The second thing is, you were going to say something?
I was going to wait.
Okay,
wait.
so, and the second thing is, know what you're shooting for. Okay? It's not goal setting. It's understanding what matters most to you, what you want to achieve in your life, the mark that you want to make. So if you're feeling like you're just getting by, start with some small improvements, some small gains that you want to make, and that will really help you. Because if you just get up and just do status quo and you're just happy with that, well, that's what your goal is just to maintain. And your testosterone goes down, your energy goes down, start losing your hair. It's bad. Don't do that. So I hope that helps a little bit. And that's just the start, but we'll be getting into more about this.
What I would like to offer is that I have a 21-year-old son that we share, and he is wonderful. But not because I say he's wonderful, but because he's discovering his own wonderfulness. And when he was 17, a lot of people said, "Oh, you lack discipline. You lack responsibility. You don't know how to stick to anything. You can't make your mind up. You should join the army because it'll teach you discipline and it'll teach you order and it'll get you on track." And we had a conversation about that. And he said, Mom, I'm going to go into the Army. And I said, oh, why? And he said, because I lack discipline, I lack responsibility, I lack order, I can't stick to things. And I said, well, Hunter, I don't think the Army's going to give you that. I said, I think you lack passion. And when you find what you really, really love, you'll find all those other things. And this generation that you are in specifically, you're a very passion-driven generation. So, Stephen, what I would offer you is that maybe you just haven't defined not so much your goals, that's part of it, but what is it that you really love? What is it that you like? What is it that you want to do? You're 21 years old and the whole world is in front of you. All you have to choose is a direction or directions. At 44 years old, after having not really touched the piano since that 21-year-old was born, I am 10 times the musician today that I ever was at the conservatory and behind the bench. So it doesn't stop, and you're just so at the beginning, and there's such genius in all of us. It's been proven, and the genius is inside of you. I think you just need to consider what it is you really, really love to do, and maybe that's a good place for you to start, because it's easy to be motivated when we like what we do. It's very difficult to be motivated when we're just surviving or just getting by.
It's amazing what happens when we figure out what we want to do. People come out of the woodwork. Opportunities jump out from all sides. People come to your aid. Money is found. The weather gets better. Like, it's astounding what happens when you get into your, I call it the slipstream. You get into your flow, and it's incredibly motivating every day when you discover what you want to do. And it's okay if you don't know what you want to do now or what you want to be doing, but what Kel said is a really great start, is what motivates you? What drives you? We have a vision board inside that we have a vision for the next year or two. We're going to go through our vision board one day. You will be amazed on what the first things got happened. Oh my God. Yeah. And the power of attraction. It is true. We're not going to get too woo-woo here. We don't really go there. It's real life results, and we'll be happy to share those with you, Stephen, and anybody else that cares to listen.
And just one more thing, Stephen. Once you figure it out and you just let it unfold, I love not knowing. For so long, I had to know all the answers, and I had all these expectations of that I should. My life got a whole lot happier and a whole lot better when I started not being selfish, but being self-invested.
Mm-hmm. Big difference.
And valuing what I wanted, not because it was running anybody else over, but because I needed to find fulfillment in me. So I'm excited for you. I'm interested to see what direction you're going to take, what skills you have, what secret talent are you hiding? Because we all are so talented, and we all have such gifts of creation and innovation within us. All you have to do is just put your hand out and hit the start button. It's all right there.
Fantastic. So we're just going to close off with the next couple that we're going to be addressing, so you guys know what to come back. There's a great question that was asked by one of our viewers, subscribers, and it said, how do I know if your request was if his request was played? Because you have to filter, because there's no real list right now of the videos and things like that. So it's going to take a bit of work on our part. But what we're going to do is we're not going to say whose request was done, just that the song was done.
Oh, that it was requested.
Yeah, that it was requested. And we'll do a page on our website, which will be like archives. We'll call it maybe archives of requests or something. Archives, song archives. Yeah, and so we'll do that. It's kind of hard if you've missed the videos, because we just pump them out as we can, and we don't send anybody an email and say, hey, we're doing your request. So what we're going to do here, a little differently, we have Brenda Hong, Richard Thomas, and Jed, Mike Beasley, Trudy Herbert Sims. We'll get to you, Trudy, big time. That's a big theme that we're going to be introducing. We're going to start with yours next time. Not that everybody else is diminished or it's less of importance. It's just that one's going to probably take the most amount of time. Keith, Rick Coate, Daryl Wood, Jeff Ayers, Wayne Titus, Bill Bevins, and Jose Cespedes. We're going to get to all of your questions over the next 1 to 2 videos, because a lot of these questions can be answered as a yes or a no,
Yeah.
and some of them can be answered within just a couple sentences. Some of them, like Trudy's, why do I feel like all my friends and family have abandoned me since my brother killed himself?
That's a conversation.
That's not something that we just kind of race through. So just want to let you know that we're going to start with that one next time. We'll get to Mike and Jed, Richard Thomas, Brenda, and the people that I said after that. We're going to do as many as we can for our next video. So thanks for watching.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Hope you like this segment. We're going to keep it to about 30 minutes each time, so that's
Yeah.
what you can count on. Nothing that you want to fast forward, because there might be some gems in there for you. There's no music that we're going to play. We're not going to mix the two. I thought to do a song in between, and then said, no, wait a second. No, that was a different idea, and we actually nixed that idea. So again, no script here. We're going from our gut a lot of times, and from a brief conversation at dinner. So.
And we welcome your comments, not for us, but for Stephen. If you have anything to say to him. Same thing with Felipe. If you want to contribute to them, absolutely.
In the comments, right down below.
This is not about right or that we have the answers. This is stimulating a discussion amongst everybody so that everybody can contribute to the growth of everybody. So by all means, if you have something helpful, I'm sure that everybody's open to it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have come here to ask these questions, because they're asking these questions of all of you too.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited to be able to do this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is really good.
This is great.
It's
Yeah.
really good. I
Thank
quite
you.
like it's time very well spent with you, Kel,
And
with all of you. So thank you so much. Kiss for good luck, kiss for good wishes, and real appreciation for you for watching us and
Yes.
sticking with us. Some of you since the very beginning,
Yeah.
and all of you for clicking on the video. Thank you very, very much. We'll see
talk
you
to
again real soon.
Bye.
Take care.